Nestled along the dramatic coastline of southwest England, the seaside town of Sidmouth, Devon, paints a picture of idyllic charm. Golden sands stretch lazily beneath towering cliffs, their rugged faces etched with centuries of stories. The gentle lapping of waves against the shore provides a soothing soundtrack to life in Sidmouth. Quaint cottages, their walls adorned with colourful blooms, stand as testaments to generations past. The legacy of a bygone era lingers in the air, whispering tales of a time when life was simpler. The towering red cliffs, a defining feature of Sidmouth's landscape, stand as silent guardians of the town's history. These majestic formations, sculpted by the relentless forces of nature over millennia, hold within their layers a fascinating geological archive. Each stratum of rock narrates a chapter of Earth's history, whispering tales of ancient seas and shifting continents. The relentless pounding of waves, the subtle erosion by wind and rain, all contribute to the ever-changing face of the coastline. The very cliffs that define Sidmouth's beauty are also its greatest vulnerability. The town's fate is inextricably linked to the fate of its cliffs, and the challenge that lies ahead is to find a way to preserve both. Sidmouth's charm extends beyond its breathtaking scenery. The town has long been a magnet for artists and dreamers, drawn to its tranquil ambience and the captivating play of light on the sea. Painters set up their easels on the beach, seeking to capture the ever-changing hues of the sky and the sea. Writers find inspiration in the gentle rhythm of the waves, their words flowing like the tide. Art galleries showcase the works of local talents, their paintings reflecting the vibrant colors and textures of the coastline. Quaint cafes become hubs for artists and writers to exchange ideas and draw inspiration from one another. Locals greet you with friendly smiles and engage in easy conversation, sharing their love for their town and its stories. Life in Sidmouth moves at a different pace, dictated by the ebb and flow of the tide and the changing moods of the sea. Mornings begin with the invigorating scent of salt air and the sound of seagulls soaring overhead. A leisurely stroll along the seafront is a morning ritual for many. Dogs chase after waves, their barks echoing across the sand. The rhythmic crashing of waves against the shore provides a soothing soundtrack to the day's activities. Evenings in Sidmouth are bathed in a soft golden light that transforms the landscape into a scene from a painter's palette. Behind the picture postcard beauty of Sidmouth lies a growing concern, a shadow that threatens to darken the town's idyllic facade. The very cliffs that lend the town its dramatic backdrop are crumbling, their majestic faces slowly succumbing to the relentless forces of nature. Storms, once a seasonal spectacle, have become more frequent and ferocious, their powerful waves gnawing away at the base of the cliffs with increasing intensity. The sea, once a source of life and livelihood, now appears to be encroaching upon the town, its relentless advance a stark reminder of nature's power. The townspeople, once accustomed to the slow and steady rhythm of nature, now view the changing coastline with a mixture of awe and apprehension. To understand the plight of Sidmouth's cliffs, we must delve into the fascinating, albeit relentless, world of geology. These majestic cliffs, composed primarily of Triassic sandstone, are not the immutable guardians they appear to be. They are products of an Earth in constant flux, shaped and reshaped over millennia by forces both dramatic and subtle. The uplift of these sedimentary layers, a result of tectonic forces deep within the Earth, brought the cliffs into existence. Exposed to the elements, they became subject to weathering and erosion, processes that continue to shape the coastline today. The relentless pounding of waves against the base of the cliffs, particularly during storms, gradually erodes the sandstone, undercutting the cliffs and leading to collapses. While the erosion of Sidmouth's cliffs is a natural process, there's a growing consensus that climate change is exacerbating the issue, accelerating the rate at which the coastline is receding. As global temperatures rise, so too do sea levels, putting coastal areas at greater risk from erosion and flooding. Higher sea levels mean that waves are now reaching further inland, eroding the base of the cliffs with greater force. What were once rare storm surges, capable of causing significant damage, are becoming more frequent, chipping away at the coastline with alarming regularity. The increased frequency and intensity of storms, another consequence of climate change, are also taking their toll. The cliffs, once resilient to the elements, are now succumbing at an alarming rate, their once solid foundations weakened by the relentless onslaught. The erosion of Sidmouth's cliffs is not solely the result of any one factor, but rather a confluence of natural processes and human-induced pressures. The porous nature of the rock allows water to seep in, weakening its structure and making it more vulnerable to the erosive forces of wind and waves. Human activity, while not the sole cause, has undoubtedly contributed to the problem. Coastal development, often undertaken with little regard for the natural environment, has altered drainage patterns and disrupted the natural flow of sediment along the coastline. This, coupled with the impacts of climate change, creates a perfect storm of environmental challenges that threaten the very existence of Sidmouth's iconic coastline. The crumbling cliffs of Sidmouth are not merely a geological curiosity, they are a stark reminder of the fragility of our coastlines and the very real threat posed by climate change. For the residents of Sidmouth, the erosion is not just an abstract environmental issue, it's a tangible threat that casts a long shadow over their lives. Homes, businesses, and even entire streets are at risk as the cliffs crumble, forcing some residents to confront the possibility of relocation. The emotional toll of losing one's home, the sense of place and community that binds people to their surroundings, cannot be overstated. The town's plight serves as a microcosm of the challenges faced by coastal communities around the world, communities grappling with the impacts of rising sea levels and the urgent need for adaptation and mitigation measures. The relentless march of the sea upon Sidmouth shores is not just a story told in geological timescales. It's a present and pressing reality for the people who call this beautiful town home. The erosion, once a distant murmur at the edge of awareness, is now a persistent drumbeat, a constant reminder of the precarious balance between nature's power and human resilience. For some residents, the erosion is a creeping anxiety, a slow realization that the homes they built, the gardens they nurtured, are inching closer to the edge of existence. The ground beneath their feet, once a symbol of permanence, is now a source of unease. Every storm, every high tide, brings with it the potential for further loss, further encroachment by the unrelenting sea. The economic lifeblood of Sidmouth, like many coastal towns, flows with the rhythm of the tides, intricately tied to the allure of its stunning coastline. But as the cliffs crumble, so too does the foundation of a tourism industry that sustains livelihoods and fuels the local economy. Hotels and guest houses, once bustling with visitors drawn to the dramatic beauty of the Jurassic Coast, now face an uncertain future. The economic ripple effect spreads, impacting restaurants, shops, and local artisans who rely on the influx of tourism dollars. The erosion is not merely a reshaping of the physical landscape, it's a reshaping of the economic landscape, forcing businesses to adapt or face the consequences. The challenge facing Sidmouth is a microcosm of the dilemmas faced by coastal communities around the world: how to balance the economic imperatives of development with the urgent need to protect fragile coastlines from the relentless forces of nature, now exacerbated by climate change. The construction of seawalls and other coastal defenses, while offering a seemingly straightforward solution, is fraught with complexities. While such structures may protect property in the short term, they can often disrupt the natural processes that maintain the coastline's equilibrium, leading to increased erosion in other areas. Furthermore, the aesthetic impact of such defenses, often jarringly out of place against the natural beauty of the coastline, raises questions about the very nature of the tourism industry they are designed to protect. Is a concrete barrier, however effective, truly compatible with the image of a pristine coastal paradise that draws visitors to places like Sidmouth? The dilemma extends beyond physical structures. Planning regulations, development permits, and zoning laws all play a role in determining the fate of coastal communities. Balancing the rights of property owners with the need to protect the common good, the long-term health of the environment, requires careful consideration and a willingness to make difficult choices. The relentless advance of the sea has spurred a quest to find engineering solutions capable of holding back the tide and protecting Sidmouth's precious coastline. From seawalls to beach nourishment, human ingenuity is tested against nature's power. Seawalls stand as concrete sentinels, symbols of defiance and determination, yet they can accelerate erosion in adjacent areas. Beach nourishment works with natural processes but requires constant replenishment. No single solution can erase the threat. Each has trade-offs. As the limitations of purely engineered solutions become increasingly apparent, there's a growing recognition that true resilience lies in working with, rather than against, the natural processes that shape our coastlines. This shift in thinking embraces the power of nature's own defenses, harnessing the very forces that have shaped these dynamic environments for millennia. One such approach involves restoring and enhancing natural coastal defenses, such as sand dunes and salt marshes. These dynamic habitats act as natural buffers, absorbing the energy of waves and storm surges, protecting inland areas from the full brunt of the sea's fury. Planting vegetation on dunes helps stabilize the sand, preventing wind erosion and creating a more resilient barrier against the encroaching tide. Another strategy focuses on managed retreat, a concept that acknowledges the inevitability of erosion in some areas and seeks to guide rather than halt the process. This might involve moving buildings and infrastructure away from vulnerable coastlines, allowing the sea to reclaim those areas while protecting human settlements further inland. While such approaches may require difficult choices, they offer a more sustainable path forward, one that recognizes the interconnectedness of human communities and the natural environment. It's about adapting to a changing coastline, embracing the dynamic nature of these environments rather than engaging in a futile battle against the inevitable. The battle to save Sidmouth's coastline is not just being fought on the beaches and in the halls of government. It's a fight being waged in the hearts and minds of the community, a testament to the enduring bond between people and place. Local residents, driven by a deep love for their town and a determination to preserve its beauty for future generations, have mobilized into action. Armed with shovels and spades, they gather on weekends to plant vegetation on the dunes, their efforts a powerful symbol of community spirit and a commitment to stewardship. Educational initiatives, spearheaded by local schools and community groups, are raising awareness about the challenges facing the coastline and empowering young people to become advocates for its protection. Beach cleanups, organized by environmental organizations and concerned citizens, not only remove unsightly litter, but also serve as a visible reminder of the need to protect these fragile ecosystems. This groundswell of grassroots action is a beacon of hope, a testament to the power of collective action to effect change. It's a reminder that even in the face of seemingly insurmountable challenges, the human spirit, fueled by a love of place and a commitment to a shared future, can make a difference. The crumbling cliffs of Sidmouth stand as a stark reminder of the challenges facing our coastlines. This seaside town, with its charming streets and breathtaking views, tells a deeper story of vulnerability and adaptation. It's about the communities whose lives are intertwined with the tides. The choices we make today will shape the legacy we leave for future generations. Will we rise to the challenge and protect these precious landscapes? The erosion of Sidmouth's cliffs is a call to action. We are all stakeholders, and the time to act is now. The future of Sidmouth, like that of countless coastal communities around the world, hangs in the balance. The choices we make today will determine whether these idyllic landscapes will continue to inspire awe and wonder for generations to come, or whether they will succumb to the relentless forces of erosion and neglect. Let us choose wisely. Let us embrace a legacy of stewardship, a commitment to protecting the delicate balance of our planet's ecosystems. Let us invest in sustainable solutions, support the communities on the front lines of climate change, and teach our children the importance of environmental responsibility. The sea, in its vastness and power, reminds us of our own mortality, our own vulnerability. But it also speaks to our capacity for resilience, our ability to adapt and innovate. Let us heed its lessons, embrace its challenges, and work together to ensure that the beauty of Sidmouth's coastline endures, a testament to the enduring spirit of human endeavour and our profound connection to the natural world. The waves may crash against the shore, but the spirit of Sidmouth, like the cliffs themselves, will stand firm, a beacon of hope and a testament to the power of collective action to shape a more sustainable future.